What's going on, everyone? Austin John Plays here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new map that was just released for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Wow, Austin made videos 2 days in a row. What is this, Christmas or Pokemon season? What's going on here? Yesterday was the August 2022 Pokemon Presents, where we got about 10 minutes of information and trailers for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Via the press site, there was a map release that is so high resolution. Well, what's the resolution of this bad boy? 8,000 by 5,000, so it's more than 4K. What is that, 8K? This is an 8K image. And there is so much detail on here, and there's a lot of things that I want to go over and I want to point out. This isn't really going to be talking about the story or anything else like that. It's mostly just kind of pointing out how the world is laid out. Because if this really is open world, I mean, it would have been great to get a full map image of what Breath of the Wild was going to be like before release, but we just had the Great Plateau. So we're going to be taking a look at this right now. Oh, there is so much to go over. Well, first of all, let's start at the beginning. If we make our way downtown, walking fast, faces passing them homebound, this right here is very clearly the starting player's house. We've seen the player leave here with the starting Pokemon. We've seen the starting player here without a Pokemon. Perfect example of what the trainer's house looks like, and clearly that's exactly that house. This is right at the very bottom of the map, and right across is the large blue house that we've seen. Now, typically in these games, this is where there's some sort of tutorial, teach you how to battle or catch Pokemon, and guess what's right here? Oh wow, it's a little battle arena. These battle arenas are scattered all throughout. To that of my understanding, this doesn't really mean that it's like specifically where a gym battle is happening or anything else. This could be related to the story, or just it's a place to battle. I don't know why. My prediction is right here you're going to be getting your starter Pokemon after, 10-15 minutes of story and tutorial. You're going to learn how to battle Pokemon down here against your friend who likes to battle. And then once you come up here, there's going to be some sort of tutorial, because we have seen images of here. There is tall grass everywhere. As we move through this area, we can see that there's some paths off to the side. And who knows if we're going to be able to catch Pokemon at this point. If we haven't gotten our first Pokeballs yet, maybe we're going to be gifted some. Who knows? And as we move through, we see our first large lighthouse area. These lighthouses are scattered everywhere. What they mean specifically, not too sure. However, from the website and the trailers, it kind of seems like one of the three main story quests is leading something to do with the lighthouses, or maybe just general discovery. In that same vein, it seemed to be associated with one of the NPCs you're going to be traveling with. Under the main character's friends, we're going to be having Arven over here, and Arven, he likes to cook healthy recipes and stuff like that. And from what we've seen in the trailer, he's going around and there was the big glowing plant. However, it seems interchangeable that they're going to be having that image representing for the story. So as they say in the trailer right here, 3 grand stories await you. The first one having to do with the gym challenge.
3 grand stories.
The second one has to do with all these flags and the star lightning bolt icon that we've seen everywhere, as well as on that dope blow ride in that large compound.
They're waiting for you.
And then the third one hints at these lighthouses that are scattered all throughout everywhere. So maybe these lighthouses are related to one of the 3 parts of the story. We have one at the west end of the world, we have one at the north end of the world, we have one at the east end of the world over here. So maybe these 4 lighthouses are somehow related to the center of the 4 lighthouses, and this big swirly boy here in the middle by this crazy 100-sided die observatory over here. Who knows? But it seems like there's 4 distinct lighthouses that may be related to one of the 3 story quests. Continuing back down here at the bottom, you are going to be coming across your first Pokemon Center and presumably your first opportunity to purchase Pokeballs. In addition, from the in-game map, we've learned that this first route that you're going to be taking is called the Poco Path. So it sounds like they're steering away from route numbers and actually having real names on here, which is pretty cool. And this inlet grotto is what is going to be the sort of optional path over here. So it seems like all these little sub areas are going to have names as well. And right here we can clearly see this first Pokemon Center kiosk that you're going to be coming to right in front of these 4 yellow houses, and There's just a little bit of foliage. It's a nice little rest stop, tiny little town. It's still a developing area, but also this is going to be your first opportunity to come across maybe some water Pokemon. I doubt you're going to be getting access to Poopa Woopa over here. However, maybe you're going to be able to get yourself a Psyduck, maybe a Magikarp, something else like that. At the end of this large roundabout area, you are going to be having another Pokemon Center rest stop right before entering the large city. Now, it would appear as though from this little, valley, we have this large fence coming across and a cutout in there. So possibly once you have the ability to surf on your ride Pokemon, you are going to be able to surf in these waters and access areas that you couldn't before. In addition, we do know that there is climbing, and I'm going to presume now that you are going to be able to scale these sort of diagonal rock walls, but not these large mountain-esque ones. So it looks like you're going to be able to climb up here and explore this area. You're going to be stopped by this water maybe, or you could come this way and again, stop by the water. We're going to have to see how that plays out. So this large roundabout, think that is the equivalent of how long it takes to get to the wild area. That's how I'm thinking of it. And then you finally make your way to the giant city and you learn all about school and stuff. And hey, it's time for you to roll in the academy. Now this large town, it has a battling arena over here. We have two Pokemon centers, one to the left and one to the right by two of the different entrances. It makes sense because this one has its own Pokemon Center. It also looks like from this large town, there's some sort of small pond and grass area. Maybe there's going to be Pokemon in the town itself, and also a cave entrance. Now this cave entrance is by some much more different looking houses, and it looks like it comes out over here, and there's a short path coming up to yet another Pokemon Center and a large round building with a battling arena on top. Now this could be anything from early game stuff to learn more about things, or possibly this has to do with a sort of post-game area, maybe sort of a battle tower sort of thing going on. Although by how it looks and how the map feels, and there's no real large building like that kind of anywhere else, possibly this is where the Elite Four and the champions are, and this is where you're going to be able to go battle them. It makes sense because it's right next to the school that you learn how to battle. Get it? By the way, I think it'd be great if someone were to rebuild this in Minecraft before the game comes out. That'd be pretty intense. Now the game says it's open world, and from the main town, it looks like you have two identical exits, to the west and to the east. It doesn't really look like there's much of a difference. However, just looking at it, it looks like the east path is a little bit more welcoming. Both of them are sort of rocky, right? And both of them have some trees going on, but this one has larger trees. I don't know, it feels easier. We don't know if the wild Pokemon are going to be level scaling like they were in the underground area in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Maybe they're going to implement something like that. But as you come through the path, we have a little Pokemon Center rest stop. They are not hard to come across. Like on this image itself, we have three at the bottom, at the gate, and then on the right. As you're coming through, we have two giant towers over here. Now, as I was saying before, I feel like these towers maybe have to do with the story, but more likely have something to do with how to view more of the map. Maybe you're gonna get details, uncover parts of the map, discover points of interest, or maybe like Breath of the Wild, you can venture through an area, but the map isn't like fully revealed yet, only once you go to one of these lookout towers. Like in our lush beginning area, it looks like we have a path coming off to the side that comes across this land bridge, and just a little bit more ponds and stuff. Until you get the ability to climb, I feel like these areas are going to be sectioned off, also surf, and then once you finally get the ability to glide, it's going to be a piece of cake. So it looks like you're going to have the option to venture off to the side a little bit, maybe a part of the early game story is going on here to let you know what's going on. We're going to have to wait and see. But as we move through, we come to our first main town that's not our huge city. Now looking at this building right here is the rear of what I'm presuming are the Pokemon gyms. Here we go. This is what they look like from the front, and this is what they look like from the back. So this area here, we have a large hedge maze going on, and we have a lot of grass, we have some bushes and everything else going on, what looks like a large flower area. Boom, Flabébé confirmed. Just if I had to guess the feel of this is the grass gym. Plus, grass is typically one of the, beginninger gyms. Granted, you don't have to do them in any order, But it looks like, you know, we have this big battle arena over here right in front of a windmill. Maybe your battling friend wants to battle up here, but then there's also the gym down here. There are some towns on this map that look like they have a gym, but not a designated battle arena, so I don't think that they are exclusive. However, we have seen the ice gym leader battling in this arena, so who knows? This town also kind of feels like it's sectioning off this left half and this right half. So it feels like this is something that you have to overcome and go through the town, maybe not do the gym, before you're actually able to leave out. Also, considering that there's a Pokemon Center on either side, it definitely feels that way. Contrary to that, if we were to make our way outside of the west side of town, we have a Pokemon Center and a lookout tower. Now, these two lookout towers look like they may require you to have the ability to climb, although this one could be deceiving by the actual look of it. So possibly you're going to be able to have access to one of these towers, you get a feel of what's going on for the area, and then we're going to make our way down here, and here we have another little tiny town. Reminds me of a little Gerudo village. Oh look, yellow trucks confirmed. This one feels a lot less like it's cutting off the path because it looks like you're going to be able to just easily walk around it, as opposed to this one over here where, you know, it feels like it's bottlenecking, know what I mean? This town, just how rough out in the open it is, and that we have a little bit of grass going on, and we have some big trucks, maybe some construction is related to this. Actually, I'm in the middle of editing, and now that I look at this area, I think this is designed to be more like an olive area. I'm not too sure where they're going to be putting a vineyard sort of theme going on, because it's Spain and Portugal. There has to be some vineyards, there has to be some grapes, there's got to be some wines, we got to have a good time. But this definitely looks like this is like a drier, more arid area. We've seen Smoliv appear here, so it would make sense that this is a trade town and there's a lot of olives going on. Some pepperoncinis. Zooming out a little bit, we can see that just like before, where you have this one path coming off to the side, it looks like even before you come to the town, you do have the option of the one path coming off to the side, and this one circles around quite a bit. It also looks like you're going to be able to access up here a little bit, maybe get some rock or ground type Pokemon before even making your way past the town to over here. I'm kind of jumping back and forth on the map because it's sort of like there's two starting routes, so I kind of want to treat them as equals going forward. Hopefully we're going to get an early game fast travel like we did with the Corviknight ride in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think that'd be very helpful to be able to explore this area a little bit easier. Maybe even these lookout towers are then also fast travel points. That would make sense because they are pretty spread out and pretty much everywhere. Anyways, back to the grass gym town, my presumption. We're gonna make our way through, and once again, now we're in a beautiful, large, rolling hills. We're gonna be going down even to the beach, so maybe we're gonna be having some more beachy Pokemon. You obviously can't swim to this little island off to the side, but you can go over here and probably get yourself a Kingler, a Palisand if he's in the game, whomever else. Making our way through, we have a little bit of grass going on, and now we come to our first set of these flags. It's unclear at this point if this is a checkpoint, as in you have to do something before you can go through here, or if this is related to a second of the main three stories, as they showed in the trailer.
Find treasure of your own here in Paldea. 3 grand stories.
This guy right here, or maybe this is to signify that the Pokemon get stronger after this point, or maybe this is just a way to section off where you're going to be able to do multiplayer. All of these things and more, we're going to have to wait and see. But even before then, you can come up here and do a little bit of stuff. These sort of high cliffs over here, maybe you're going to be able to get your first dragon type. That'd be neat. From here, it looks like it's a very short path surrounded by water, and then you get access to the water gym over here. Now, we have no idea how you're going to be able to unlock the different abilities of your ride Pokemon. Perhaps once you defeat a certain gym, you're going to be able to get access to that ability. That'd be pretty neat. And making our way over here, we can see this Pokemon gym. This is the side view. I mean, water gym. This looks very similar to the town where you do the water gym and fight Nessa in Pokemon Sword and Shield. So yeah, my bet is on water gym. And as soon as we leave here, boom, lighthouse, just like in Sword and Shield. From here, we come to an area that is huge, disgusting, dirty rocks, probably sandstorms going on, and one tower right in the middle. And at the very end, we have one of these little outpost little towns. I like these little guys. I'm also gonna bet that this large hole over here is what we saw in the trailer with the ride Pokemon that was coming down in a yellow truck on the side. Perhaps this is a large mining area, an abandoned mining area. And at the very end of here, right next to the small outpost town, we have another set of flags, these ones being purple. Up until this point, we've had one main path, and the path was very clear coming through. Once we reach here, the path gets a little bit more vague. We do have this bridge over here, but then that's it. Until you get climb, or maybe even waterfall, this looks like a dead end, and you're not going to be able to progress anymore. If you don't get climb or waterfall before here, it looks like this might be sort of a soft lock of progress until you make your way to the other side. Which, making our way back to the small desert Gerudo village, making our way up the hills, we sort of have a fork in the road. This is all the windmills that we saw at the very opening trailer. Making our way south, very linear path coming down here, and we have this beautiful oasis little town. And once again, Pokemon Gym over here, so this is the third one that we've seen on the map, if I can remember how to count correctly. And this fun little rock town, I don't know, because it's so close by the cliffside, maybe even this is a flying gym. Or maybe this is, I don't think it would make sense to have a rock and a ground, especially that close. Huge expanse of optional area from the starting area to that Gerudo town to this beautiful cliff face town. All of this looks like optional, go there, explore, have a fun time. Anyways, if we backtrack back to the windmills, it looks like we have a small dead end over here, but a cave entrance. That's neat. And if we head north, it looks like we have sort of a winding path that splits once again down here a little bit to a different desert/wasteland area, and then off to the right, where, once again, we have some flags. And then also what's interesting, and we saw in some of the early trailers, it looks like this is a destroyed pillar. Are the destroyed pillars not functional? Do you have to do a sort of a side mission in order to survey with them? We have this adorable little town over here, whose looks like its entrance is once again signified by the Pokestops. This beautiful resort town has a gym right here. It's one of the only tall buildings besides whatever this is. And it looks like, oh, we can't see what's going on there. And this is actually what's making me second guess what's the water gym or not. Because this one, just like Venice, has a whole bunch of rivers and streams going through it, as opposed to this one, which looks like it's just built on top of the ocean. But anyways, making our way out of here, once again, paths become a little bit grayer of what's going on. So you have this large desert wasteland area, big suspicious rock circle, and then we make our way through down this path, and another beautiful little resort town. I want to go to Portugal and Spain. Look at all these resorts. This one has a dock, a shipping area. Have to do a stealth mission, maybe. This is where we come to the West Side Lighthouse. And once again, it kind of looks like, unless this is hiding a little secret or a cut through this mountain way, you're at sort of a locking point that you're not able to progress until you're able to get over this river. Maybe there's something back here. Again, gonna have to wait and see. But presuming after we visit all of these gyms and all of these towns down here, up here, this looks a lot more dangerous, doesn't it? Like over here, the hills, they're rollier. There's a lot more green going on. Over here, we got a giant, oh, this connects to the ocean, so it's not a pond. Bay? Channel? Not a channel, that's the channel. I think this is technically a bay, or an inlet. But it also has a freshwater feed, so I have no idea. All I know is you're gonna find salmon here, that's for sure. Because saltwater meets freshwater, definitely salmon Pokemon confirmed. But looking up, we have an area that is kind of reminiscent of a volcano of what's going on. And then we have the mountaintops over here. We have this tiny little lighthouse sectioned all the way in the back. This is the northmost lighthouse, next to flags. Maybe this is evolving both of the stories. Maybe this is where both of the stories end. Gonna have to wait and see. But following that original path that we were taking via the east route, once we get the ability to traverse and climb, it looks like you're gonna be able to come through here. We have more flags, some hidden pillars back here, and this area that is covered by cloud. Why? Maybe it's the end of the map, maybe there's more secrets. But you start making your way up the mountaintop, we have another lookout point, sort of a zigzag through the mountain, and then on top of here, this is the ice gym. Now, we've already seen the ice gym, and I think that Pokemon was level like 28 or 30. So I'm not too sure what they're doing with these gyms and the levels or possible level scaling or lack thereof. But once you make your way through this desolate little snowboarding town, you make your way down this pathway all the way to this last town over here. This is now our 8th Pokemon gym. It also looks like once you have the ability to surf, you are going to be able to surf down this path all the way down here. You have this Pokemon Center and possibly down here. So it looks like the map is kind of a big circle. You're going to be able to go all the way around it. Let's recap the gyms. Taking the east side out, we have the first gym here, second gym here, and then nothing really going on over here. Oh, by the way, this muddy area, definitely that's where Woopa's at. The Poopa Woopa. Up the mountaintop, we have the third gym, and at the other side of the mountaintop, the fourth gym. So it looks like from the right side of the map, we have 4. From the left side of the map, we have this first one in the Gerudo town, and then heading south, we have our second one down here. Heading up from the windmills to our first little ocean town, third one there, and oh, I forgot this one. This one, very well hidden, right next to the observatory. This one is on the path all the way to that top little area. Think of it as piece of pizza cut into 8 different parts, and that's kind of how I feel like it's laid out. Granted, it's more cohesive than those straight lines, but still. I feel like it's all bringing you to this middle piece. You're circling around it the entire game. You're probably going to learn all about it. There's the weird phenomenon going on with past and future. Maybe that affects Pokemon. We're going to have to wait and see. But all throughout these pathways, you are going to be having these giant crystals spread everywhere. You're going to be able to do the raid dens. We also don't know what the breeding / daycare mechanic / camping mechanic is for this game. There were some leaks and rumors coming out talking about that it's going to be different from the typical daycare, which I'm a big fan of, because if you're going to be traveling everywhere and not really locked into these towns, having sort of a mobile daycare ability sounds much more intuitive and much more cohesive with this style of gameplay. But again, it's a brand new generation. They're going open world. There's a lot to discover, a lot to explore, and I'm personally very excited for it. I want to know if you guys are as well. Leave a comment down below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. Until next time, Austin John out.